Do you lack in self-confidence? Pull up a chair and let's talk about it a little bit. Most of the time, when we lack in self-confidence, it's because we don't see ourselves as valuable. We don't see ourselves as worth anything. We don't see ourselves as someone that others would truly cherish. Many times that's brought on by when we're dating, you know, boyfriends can be mean to you, girlfriends can make you feel like you're having to chase them and chase them. Sometimes it's bosses at work, they just make you feel less than, they make you feel so incompetent. When you work your hardest to do something and then all they can do is fuss about it. Sometimes it's husbands and wives. I mean, the husband gets home from a hard day at work and immediately he's jumping on the wife about why is supper not on the table and why are the dishes still in the sink and why is the laundry not done? Or it can be the wife. The husband comes home and before he can even hardly put down his coat or whatever, she's on him about stuff that needs to be done around the house, stuff that just he hadn't done, stuff he's failed at, and blah. I mean, just on and on, guys. That lack of self-confidence can come from every direction. Every direction. But what we have to do is get to that place where we realize that it's not what anybody else has to say about us, has to think about us, what they feel about us. None of that matters until we can get to that place where we can realize that we're worth something, that we're enough, we're good just like we are. I did devotion this morning and man, God just really shined a light on that for me in the confidence realm while I was praying. Because like I said, confidence is really just the lack of self-value. It's the lack of feeling like you're worth anything. But when we stop and look at the fact that we were made by God to be exactly who we are. To be, I had this picture when I was praying. I'm going to share it with y'all. If y'all are not praying people, that's okay. I just want to share with you what was shared with me through my prayer. It tells us in Psalm 139 that God thinks of us so much that it's more than the grains of sand. And it also tells us in verse 14 that we were fearfully and wonderfully made. And while I was praying, it's like God just gave me this because he knows I'm a vision person. I like to be able to kind of be able to see things. He just gave me this picture of him thinking so much on making me just the way I am so that on, what is this day? March the 7th of 2025, that I would be prepared, I would be set to be what I need to be this day. Think about that, guys. Your life was thought of so much that you are just exactly who you are. And the only time that we can fully accept that is when we fully see ourselves through the eyes of our Maker. And I know some don't believe in God, and that's between you and the Lord. I do believe in him. I'm saved. I'm a Christian. And I believe that the only way to full self-confidence, to fully having confidence in yourself, is to see you through God's eyes. See yourself through the Maker. See yourself that, hey, I'm made just for what I am. Okay, I'm a quiet person. That's okay. That's how God made me. Or I'm a very smart person. That's okay because that's who God made me. I can sing really well. Well, that's who God made you. Guys, it doesn't belittle any of the rest of us that don't have those talents, that don't have those gifts, that maybe is not the sweetest apple that falls from the tree, so to speak. We are who God made each of us to be. And when we stop looking around at all the other people around us and how much better they are than us, when we can start looking at ourselves, at what we are, find value in us, appreciate how you are made, that's going to be the true key to self-confidence. There's a lot of gurus out there, scientific ones, and they have all this data and whatever. I don't believe it comes down to anything but you getting to the place where you can be content with who you are, and then that self-confidence will come out because you are who God made you to be. You wasn't made to be like your best friend. You wasn't made to be like your neighbor. You wasn't made to be like your teacher or your mama or your daddy. For that, you are uniquely you. There is nobody else in the world that is you, but just you. Be proud of that. Be proud of who God made you. Don't keep letting others make you feel less than. Take a stand and be valued. If you're dating and somebody treats you and makes you feel less than, just exit stage left. Go find someone that will make you feel good about yourself, guys, about who you are. Now, if you're in a marriage, you're already committed. Y'all need to sit down and have a heart-to-heart and say, hey, look, each of us has value and we need to be treasured for that value. Now, if you're on a job, if you're bound and determined to stay in that job, I really don't know what to tell you about that. But if you're on a job and it's one that you can get out of, find another job, guys. Find somewhere that people are going to value you with the same value that you give yourself. But we can't have value, we can't have self-confidence if we keep letting people beat us down, beat you down. And that's the way the world works. Man, that old devil, he's going to plant seeds. He's going to have people like I'm on social media. He'll have people come on and tell me how stupid I am for even believing in God. Tell me how this, tell me how that, tell me what. And I could, in turn, then let that just beat me up. Or I could, in turn, say, hey, God made no mistakes. I'm who I am, just the way he made me, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of being me. And that's where you got to get, guys. The self-confidence lies within finding the value within yourself and then standing up for it. Take a stand for it. That don't mean you have to be all loud and boastful. That just means you have to quit letting what others think of you, what they say to you, how they treat you, reflect on the value you feel for yourself. Okay? So self-confidence lies in you, guys. It lies in you. Okay? Love you.